Hey, I'm Mike Avila with Sci-Fi Wire here at WonderCon 2017, and I'm joined now by the creators of Boom Studios' new title, Misfit City, Kiwi Smith and Kurt Lustgarden. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so this title is really fun. It's got a really fun premise. It's kind of a twist on a classic 80s kids movie. I'll let you guys explain it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Misfit City is it's kind of a take on The Goonies, but
For girls,
an all-girl cast. So it's set in a small town in the Pacific Northwest, up in northern Oregon, which is famous for being the location of a classic kids adventure movie.
That's not The Goonies.
It's not The Goonies. So of course the girls living there are kind of tired of the tourists that are constantly coming in and just want to go see the locations, talk about the locations. One of them works at a local museum that's dedicated just to this movie that was filmed there.
The Gloomies.
The Gloomies. And so,
not to be confused.
with the Goonies.
Totally different.
Totally different. But exactly the same. So when they get this mysterious donation from a deceased sea captain who lived in the old spooky house up on the hill, the girls are at poker night. They go snooping around in this chest and they discover a treasure map. So
they're sort of catapulted on an adventure that mirrors the adventure in the Gloomies.
Right.
So it's a little bit of a meta comedy adventure.
And in this case, there's a female pirate that they're tracking down.
There's a lot of girl power in this story.
A lot of girl power.
Right?
Yes.
And that's interesting because you're really seeing a twist and a change towards that, where the gender inequality that's kind of been around in comics for a long time has really started to shift. And with clever titles like this, you start to see things being changed and all the tropes that we're used to seeing in comics being flipped around, with now the girls being the heroes of the story.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, writing stories about young women who are kind of underestimated in their lives has been my life's work. So a lot of movies I've written, I mean, pretty much all of them are about young women and, on kind of life-defining adventures. And so for me, The Goonies was not as an important of a film as it was to maybe you or to Kurt,
because
I felt like there weren't enough female characters in it, and so now is a chance to see that whole kind of adventure play out, but with girls.
Well, and it's true, and just to remind some of the viewers out there, you've written films like 10 Things I Hate About You and Legally Blonde, which, if you've seen those movies, you know that they are definitely movies about female empowerment and women taking control of their own destiny.
Yes.
And not just being, the girl in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's a 4-issue series, correct? It comes out May 10th.
That's right.
Yes.
Do you have a series of adventures in mind to do these after the first 4 issues are done?
Yeah, we do. Because it turns out the girls end up discovering more and more about the town where they live, and it's let's just say there's a bit of a mythology around the place that starts to emerge, and so it's kind of everyone wishes their hometown harbored some sort of deep dark secret that kept unfolding, and in this case that's what we're creating in the town of Cannon Cove.
I'm not sure if everyone feels that way, because that could be kind of creepy and scary, but okay, we'll go with it.
Maybe not a deep dark secret, but at least some sort of secrets. Yeah, and certainly a buried treasure chest somewhere would be great too.
Writing a creator-owned comic like this, is it a nice flexing of different muscles to do this as opposed to screenwriting?
Yeah, it really is exciting to sort of create your own foundation. I mean, so much of screenwriting, you're kind of given a piece of material and then you make a movie out of it and then your job is done. But with this, it just feels meaningful to be able to release, build, to sort of, create this world with these girls.
And to work with the artist that we're working with now, Naomi Franquise, is just, it's fantastic. Like, you see immediately, versus making a film, for example, where it might take 2 years or 3 years to get that film done, passes through a number of hands, as you've said before.
Yeah.
In this case, we write a script, the editors take a look, we get the art back from Naomi, and we're just so blown away every time.